Hello, I'm Jeff Gold, and thank you so much for joining us today on this Maverick Minute. This is a very special Maverick Minute because we have the pleasure of being with Mr. Mark Martinez. And Mr. Martinez is a former United States Marshal and a two-time UNO grad. And Mr. Martinez, thank you so much for joining us today and for allowing us to talk a little bit about the award that you recently received during commencement. Now, as I understand it, your career has taken you from the classroom widely here at UNO across the country. And maybe you talk a little bit about your early UNO experiences, and then we'll talk about some of the amazing things you've done in your career.
Well, thanks for having me, Chancellor. It's my pleasure. Yeah, back in this was the late 70s. After high school, I think in our family it was pretty much expected that we would go to college, and received a Goodrich scholarship here at UNO, and so I had an older brother here. Made it a little bit more comfortable for me.
Sure.
And
so you were not the first in your family?
No, my older brother Al.
And I think that's a very important point for the students and families that would be watching this, that having that relationship, having either a parent or an older sibling does make it easier.
It really was easier, and the fact that UNO had an outstanding and still does School of Criminology and Criminal Justice made it much easier as well. So the Goodrich staff was sincere and genuine, and
oh, they're amazing. To this day, they are truly amazing.
And they also made me feel comfortable, and I remember taking a Criminal Justice 101 course, and Dr. Walker, who was still on campus, I received a pretty good grade. Still have the blue book from that, and that really gave me the confidence that, hey, you can do this work. And so, and I also, participated in athletics. I played baseball.
I know you did, and quite well.
And so, that experience, along with the classroom, just made for a wonderful experience here at UNO.
College athletics, degree, and then what?
Well, I was at applied for the Douglas County Sheriff's Office and worked in the crime lab, popularly known now as CSI. And that was a great introduction to the criminal justice field and law enforcement. And so did that for a couple of years, and then followed my father's footsteps and my brother's footsteps, and was hired by the Omaha Police Department in 1984.
And then how did that get you to the position of United States Marshal?
Well, I aspired after a while to move up the ranks, and so began testing for the various ranks, and was promoted to sergeant, lieutenant, captain, deputy chief, or assistant chief, and blessed to be able to do that. And then was in the right place at the right time at retirement, and a couple of folks thought that I might be a good U.S. Marshal for the District of Nebraska, and so that was about the time that Barack Obama was elected, and was nominated and appointed to be the U.S. Marshal for the district by President Obama.
You are one of so many Goodrich scholars that has been given an opportunity here at UNO that have had just amazing career achievements. And it's interesting to me that you're also an example of one of our Goodrich graduates who has given back, who has had just a tremendous amount of service to the community in your career. But let's fast forward. When you first heard that you were going to be given this award by the university, recognized for all of your achievements as one of our alumni at our highest ceremony, meaning our graduation ceremony, what was your initial response to that?
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm humbled. Chancellor, I've always just tried to do my small part. That was emphasized in our family to give back, that really we belong to one another. And so, as well as my Christian Catholic faith, and so
Of course.
I really just tried to do my small part, and to be recognized is wonderful, but you know, it's only as good as how many people you help, and hopefully inspire and motivate along the way.
Well, you know, and I think that's the point, Mark, that it is a great honor to recognize you and to thank you for all that you have done, and to reaffirm what a degree from UNO can mean and does mean. But to do that in front of 1,000 graduates and their family, to say, hey, I can do that too, and I need to do that too, and I need to pay it forward, is to me a very important part of the message as well. And I think you're a shining example of that. I congratulate you, and thanks so much for giving us a few minutes of your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chancellor.
And thank you for being with us today on this Maverick Minute.